What's going on, guys? This is the first episode of the Round Table, Wet Shavers Round Table #1. I'm your host today, Rico from Rico's Corner, and we got a couple of special guests. We have David the Truth Gonzalez.
How's it going, guys? Good to see everybody, or kind of see everybody.
Yeah. And then we got Marty Pape. How's it going, Marty?
Not too bad. Good to be here, everybody. Nice to see you.
All right. We've got our favorite Aussie from down under, Con Cazazitas. Please say hello.
Hello, everybody. G'day from down under.
And we also have our one and only artisan, our beloved captain, Douglas Smythe.
Whoa. What's up, folks?
Jesus, I think he was drowning down with the ship.
Yeah. So today, how this is going to go, we're going to briefly, I'm going to hand it over to Douglas if he's got any news or events that are coming up to just kind of fill us in on. And then we'll kind of pop around the group and talk about new products or something that we've got in our den that we just really are enjoying for this week. And then we'll just open it up. If you guys have questions, you can go to Twitter at, what is it again? It is at WS Roundtable, or you can ask us questions if you're watching this live on G+, and we'll try to answer those as well. So, Douglas, we have any news?
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
First of all, thank you so much for joining in with all of us and being patient enough to hang with us finally today. Yesterday was a big failure on my part. I take full responsibility for that. I was a little cocky, thought I could figure this out on the fly. That wasn't it didn't really happen like that. So we talked for probably close to an hour thinking that we were live, and we were not live. I had to hand it over to Rico. He's doing a fantabulous job with this, and so I commend him. Thank you, Rico, for taking on this role as a facilitator when it comes to our new little show called the Wet Shavers Roundtable.
Well, thank you.
So thank you all for joining us. I'm glad to have everyone here. I think it's going to be a really neat little weekly thing we're going to do. So, yeah, as for new things, this is it. This is it. This is a new little show. I hope to see more of these popping up here and there, but we're going to just get together weekly and talk about what's going on in the wet shaving world. And what's going on in the wet shaving world as of right now is meetups. Everyone's meetup happy. Today is the 27th of June. And from what I understand, I in fact know, the Gold Dollar meetup did happen in Long Island this morning. I'm trying to think of the name of the park, but it was an outdoor event, and the meetup happened. Everyone had a great time. Learned how to hone. From what I understand, does anyone else know any details on that meetup? People in the forum, if you can hear me, you can add this as well. If you were there, I would love to know, firsthand what transpired.
Honing, and more honing, from my understanding. I've seen some pictures of Peter Charkalis and also Billy T. Pretty much, that was the purpose of this meetup. It was actually a meetup with much more of a goal than to just, shoot the breeze. They were actually
Meetup was like that too.
Yeah, they were actually going through honing techniques.
Which is really cool. So, to give anyone ideas out there when they're holding a meetup, people are always like, well, what do we do? What do we talk about? There's a million and one things. It's your meetups, people. So if you want to learn something, plan ahead and make that happen. Can I just say it's like 110 degrees here today? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you look really sunburned. You look.
Do I look sunburned?
You look pretty toasty.
Yeah.
So, speaking of meetups, do you want to say anything about the cruise?
Oh, yes. I want to keep the momentum going with that, folks. I'm really excited that we have such an interest in the Wet Shaving Cruise. Wet Shaving Cruise 2016, ? Which it is going to happen. If David allows it to, it's going to happen. And that'll be August of 2016. We do have a Facebook page that you can find us at, which is, Wet Shaving Cruise 2016. That's the Facebook group page. Please join in. We're still putting it together, so if you have any ideas on how we can do this, if any of you have ever attended a beer cruise or a booze cruise or a jam cruise or any type of cruise, if you've been involved with putting one of those together or know anything or anybody that can help us out, please send them our way as well. we want to make this pretty awesome, and be it like an entire cruise to ourselves, or we share half the boat with like sort of a group type plan. It doesn't matter. But we already have how many people do we have interested in this? Probably like 100 people, it seems.
Yeah, it's a bunch.
You have
It's
the
a couple
tally
hundred.
up on that page.
Yeah, I need to tally it up as we get closer. But in the next couple of weeks, I'll be putting together a core group, kind of like a Quaker assembly almost, a core group of people to get this off the ground, set a date, and try to find the best price and work out where we're going to take off out of. As of yet, it looks like either Florida or New Orleans.
Cool.
Florida to the Bahamas. I think that was what we were talking about earlier. But that can easily change. We're more than a year out, people. So we're just
Big stuff.
this is the beginning stages of this. So if you're interested in helping out or learning more, please once again go to Wet Shave Cruise 2016 Facebook group and join today.
All right. Well, cool. If you guys are out there and you are watching, it looks like we've got 15 viewers. Feel free to start asking questions. Also on Twitter, like I said, at I keep forgetting WS Roundtable on Twitter, and you can ask us questions there, and we will try to answer them the best we can. So this portion, we are going to just kind of highlight either if you got a tip, wet shaving tip, or a new product that you're using that you're excited about. And I'll just start it off with Marty. What is the one thing? I know you said you had a hard time picking.
I did. I'm going to do it from one person, but my two Brad Sear brushes that I got in. This is my newer one called Mango because it's curly mango wood, and it's got a 27 millimeter silver tip in it. And I love the look, the feel. It's beautiful. It's one of his one of a kind brushes, so he won't make another one with this wood, that style. So it just kind of it's my new baby, and I'm a brush guy, so those are my big things.
Nice.
I have a real bad case of brush acquisition disorder right now. It's really bad.
Yeah, they're just really nice solid handles. This is the newly renamed Fat Arlie. With the 29 millimeter two-band finest. But yeah, they're just super solid brushes, nice dense knots, and so I'm just really enjoying those new brushes.
And that was, say that again, Brad Sears?
Correct, yeah.
Cool. Con, how about you? What product do you have that you would like to highlight?
Well, I've got to say that I'm also suffering from brush acquisition disorder. I'm bad. I'm really bad. I've got this particular brush arrived this week, and I'm pleased to have that in my possession. And I guess it probably is worth all of the excitement and the accolades that have been impressed upon it. I really love it. What I'm enjoying at the moment is this vanilla bean soap from Shaver Heaven, which is a wonderful soap. It smells like coffee and vanilla and all sorts of other things going on there. I think Anthony Macri is doing a magnificent job at the moment, and he's just going from strength to strength. I'm also enjoying Le Marché du Rassage, which is the Shave Market's Katie's Bubbles soap, which is a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying that. And I also give the man a microphone, and he goes absolutely nuts. Fat Tip Grand. This is a gold fat tip, which is really nice. It's super cool. I don't know how well you can see that, but it is a really impressive razor. It's an efficient razor, and it's one that I'm really loving at the moment. And can I just say that PAA's Amber...
Is Con breaking up for anybody else? Or is it...
Nope, he's good. I can hear
He's
him.
good. He's only breaking up for you because you're in a pool.
Yeah.
It's the water in your ears.
He's in the pool.
All the moisture.
What were you going to say, Con?
Sorry,
I was
Con.
just going to say that PAA's Amber is completely underrated and gone under the radar. If you haven't tried Amber, give it a go. Seriously, it's really good stuff.
Nice. Really nice.
Thank you. And it's funny because someone posted in the G Plus forum today, Border Freak, in fact, he posted 30 of his Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements aftershave. And that really puts some perspective there. I had no idea. I must have even more than 30, but to see 30, who does that? That's crazy.
Well,
I never looked at it like that before. Not one after another. You know, I'd have shelves with stuff on it, but not like right next to each other. It was amazing.
I just want to
Yeah,
know
who does it while they're sitting in a pool is even better question.
Hey, I did some plumbing today. I had a long day today. It's been really hot, and I've been outside doing plumbing. I was soaked before I even got in the pool because I really don't know much about plumbing.
It's actually Fran that does most of the work anyways. That's why he's able to be in the pool right now.
Yeah.
I can verify that.
Do you remember the original days when there was only like 5 cents? Don't you notice now that it's Phoenix, there's a new scent every like 2 weeks?
Yeah. So, David, speaking of new products, what do you have that you're enjoying this week?
It's a little bit of a shameless plug.
Yeah.
But I had never announced who was actually doing the So Sharp Limited soap. And it actually happens to be a collaboration between myself and Douglas Smythe. And it's one of my
Not
absolute
anymore
favorite.
after your last comment, buddy.
Fine. It's a Korean Fran. And it's a very special scent for me. It's one of my favorite scents in wet shaving. I'm not going to reveal what the breakdown of the scent is, but it's just really relevant to me. And I've been using it damn near daily. Like, I love the soap. I am absolutely in love with it. The only days I'm not using it lately is when I'm doing a new video.
Yeah.
Anyone that knows David and pays attention to David's videos will know immediately what it is or related to, at least, I think.
Yeah. And I also have to say, when I was in Chicago, he had a sample of it, and it smelled amazing. I really enjoyed that scent. So, congrats to the both of you guys. And for my highlight, and I actually have to give David some credit here, and Busta, because they both agged me on at Q Brothers to get this, and I really do not regret it. La Pierre Lucien.
Very nice.
And this, to me, is like Cade on steroids. This
Fantastic. That's
so
fantastic stuff.
better. And the lather on this was amazing. If you guys haven't tried LPL, you need to go get this stuff. It's fantastic.
Is that the regular or the intense?
This was just the original.
Okay.
And Con, what's the one you have? You have the lavender.
I have the lavender and the vetiver, which is an absolutely filthy scent, and I mean that in the nicest possible way. I always say that. I always say it's dirty anyway. but I will say, thank you for those of you that are using Twitter at the moment. We've got the Twitter feed that's live here.
All right.
We've got we've got a tweet here from none other than Shave Buster, and Buster, of course, asks the question: would you have gotten more viewers if Shave Buster was on the show? That's what. And of course, then Tom the Shave Tank, in a way that only Tom the Shave Tank could possibly respond, says, "I think, Buster, they would have needed both of us." So both. Thank you for that. Remember, you can send us a tweet anytime you like at WS Roundtable. That's at WS Roundtable. The Twitter feed is live. We're reading it even as we speak.
Yes, please.
Guys, we'll have you on very soon next week. We're baby stepping this. We're kind of making this up as we go along, as you can tell. Actually, you didn't see when we were in the green room trying to figure out what the hell's going on, because Google does not make this easy at all.
No.
So we're kind of like the guinea pigs, if you will, of the round table, the wet shaving round table, and we will eventually have everybody on here. So so bear with us. We're doing this for you.
This could actually be a huge success when we have Busta on here. Reason being, a lot of people don't know this, but Busta is actually a sex symbol out in Asia. He had a very interesting. He's very
big. He's very big in Asia.
He had a very interesting stalker and very inappropriate tweets coming at him from Asia. So he's an absolute sex symbol there. So we'll quadruple our demographic overnight with him.
I think next meetup should be Asia.
As long as he doesn't sing. No Busta singing.
No. Karaoke. We're going to do some serious karaoke. Come on. Tokyo? Karaoke? That's where it's
There you go.
Osaka. That's where we're going.
They are supposed to have really great cafes there, so I'm all for Tokyo. I do have a question actually via Facebook. Going Blind with Gonzo could not stay and watch this, so he's going to have to watch this after the fact. And just so you guys know, this will be up on YouTube later if you missed it. And, of course, we'll post this all over the place.
You could do it live on YouTube right now as well.
Yeah, and you can watch it live right now. It's on YouTube and G+. But Gonzo wanted to know, asked the group last time anyone used an electric razor to shave with, and he said it's been about 1.5 years for him. So anybody want to take this one?
I'll jump on that. That was the last thing I actually used before I started in March of 2014. I had a Norelco, $120 whatever, supposed to be top of the line type, 3-headed type beast. And talk about irritation. My neck I'd sweat for just a few minutes outside, and that thing was just like flaming on me all the time. So that's the last time I used one.
Anybody else?
I tried one once. It was my dad's with the liquid. It must have been Norelco brand shaving whatever it is solution, and I just tried it once and it was just pulling hairs out of my face. So I never even gave it enough time. So no, it wasn't really for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I actually never owned one. I actually used my father's real quick, and it absolutely destroyed my neck. Like it was a very painful situation.
Yeah. I think I can totally relate to that.
I don't know how anyone uses them, actually.
Yeah, I had a roommate, this was, I don't know how long ago, 8 years ago, and he used one, and I thought, why not? I'll give it a go. And that was the most painful shaving experience I've ever had in my life. So, yeah, that was probably 8 years ago. And before, I guess after that, I didn't really enjoy shaving that much, so I didn't shave hardly ever. And then if you guys remember my first YouTube videos, I had a massive beard, and I didn't shave for a whole year.
Yeah.
And I'll say I threw mine in the trash. I could not gift that electric razor to anybody and put them through that kind of torture. It was like, I don't care what the value is, trash bin it went.
Wow. How about you, Con? Have you had an experience with an electric razor?
Yes, I have. I've had a rather horrific experience. Remember that film, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
No, was it Leatherface?
Leatherface, that's right, Leatherface.
Yeah, I actually drove mine to the local abattoir. I just said, you guys can keep this. I'm sure you have more use for it than I do. It was just complete irritation. It's horrific. I mean, I don't know how anybody can use them. They now have wet and dry ones, as if so they can't. There's an admission there that obviously you need water to shave. So I mean, I don't know, but I think there's a real danger you're going to electrocute yourself with one of these things. But speaking of electrocuting, we have another tweet here. You can contact us at WS Roundtable. That's at Wet Shaving Roundtable or at WS Roundtable. Douglas is so red that he might explode soonish. Will this mean that Arizona is in danger? And also, there's a tweet here for Martin Pape. This will make our PAA raid easier. That's from the Shave Tank.
That's right.
Marty,
Guys,
and the Shave
up
Tank
over here.
are
I've been
going
in the
to
sun
raid.
all day.
Tank and I are planning
Remember,
a raid.
folks, you can send us a tweet at WS Roundtable. That's at WS Roundtable, one word, for this live Twitter feed at the moment, which is going absolutely nuts. Also, there's a tweet here for So Sharp David. Any chances that you'll have different coloured shirts in the future?
I am planning on doing some of the more basic. I can't go too nuts because it's really hard to keep a whole lot of colors in stock. But I do plan on doing like a navy blue,
Nice.
a royal blue, racing a gray design. Stuff along those, nothing too outrageous, but I am going to do some other colors.
Cool. Do we have anything else, Con?
Okay. We're getting the notifications are coming through thick and fast, which is wonderful. We see that we've got a live feed going on here at WS Roundtable. That's at WS Roundtable. We'd like to thank all of those that are following us, and we've got the Franz that's following us, Christian Levesque, a whole range of people have jumped on. Aaron in Grand Rapids. The group is growing even as we speak.
Wow.
Even as we speak. We are organic. We are live. A big cheerio to those that are listening to us in Canada. Giorgio Corrado, thanks for following us. We really appreciate your support in Canada. That's wonderful. Remember, our Twitter handle here is @WS Roundtable for this wonderful weekly event.
I just wanted to ask you guys your opinions on what do you guys think if there's any new wet shavers out there listening. Just some helpful tips for the very beginning. I know this is kind of a common question, but how about we start with you, Douglas? What would you? One of the first things you would tell a new wet shaver?
Douglas is over there dropping his phone, I think, in water or
Yeah.
God knows what, because it looks like he's having an earthquake in Arizona.
I'm sorry, I didn't make out any of that.
Oh, okay.
I know it's you talking, Rico, but
I asked if we might have some new wet shavers out there listening, and we get this question a lot in the groups. What is the first thing I need to do wet shaving? What kind of brush? What kind of razor? What is just like one simple tip you would give a brand new wet shaver?
Geesh, that's a real tough one. I mean, there's so many standard answers to that. The blade sampler pack is where it's at. Actually, that's a good place to start. With a good razor, I recommend if you can get your hands on a Gillette Red Tip, pick one of those up. That's a good middle-of-the-road razor to start with. But definitely a blade sampler pack, but with more than just one brand per pack. I say 5 brands per pack. An entire pack of blades, which is like 5 blades in a pack or 10 blades in a pack. Get a few different brands of those as opposed to the one brand a pack. Because sometimes you get a dud. You need to really hang with each blade for about a week, couple of weeks before you make your mind and jump to another one. So once you find your blade, the beautiful thing about wet shaving is it's something that you can really customize to your face because there's so many blades out there. There's so many razors out there. There's so many soaps out there. There's so many aftershaves out there. Yeah. You can really make that shave work for you because everyone's face is different and everyone's fur is different. So it's really about experimenting and find the one that works for you. And when you find it, hang with that for a while just to give yourself a base to rate other products in the future. But you know what I'm saying? So once you find a razor that works, you really hang with that. Know that razor, so you can start comparing other razors to that razor. Just something to spring off of, like a watermark. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I know if you guys haven't checked out tryablade.com, I'm just throwing them out there. We're not sponsored or anything from them. But they're a really great resource for getting razor blades, and I think I ordered a pack for like $20, and you get a bazillion razors, and they recommend you get 2 because, like Douglas said, sometimes the blade might be a dud or something. But yeah, definitely hang with the blades for a while. Really, really good tip. How about you, Marty? Any tips for new wet shavers?
I'm going to go into the soaps because this is where I think I made a mistake when I started off. Was I got the soap acquisition disorder. I started buying, and I would have 5 soaps from a manufacturer or an artisan, and then I had 5 from another. All these different scents. If you want to get full tubs, until you learn what you like, I would say get 1 tub from an artisan. Earmuffs, Douglas, and get one from an artisan, and then get another from artisan, so you know the quality of their soaps. Find out what soap works for you, and then explore their scents more.
Yeah.
Or get samples from people, or from stores that sell samples of those same soaps, so you're not making a financial commitment across the big board.
Sure.
Hey guys, I apologize if I'm interrupting anybody, but some people don't have access to Twitter. So
Okay.
if you don't mind, I actually have a question from Steven Davidson.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so he's asking, and this is going to be a generalized question, where do you guys see the wet shaving industry going within the next few years? Anybody want to take that one?
Yeah, I think Con and I had this discussion, and we actually had this discussion kind of last night. In the positive light, I kind of think we're already seeing more awareness in the wet shaving community. We're seeing the growth of artisans. We're seeing the growth of pop-up, more stores that are offering wet shaving supplies. The selection's getting better and better. So I just think over the next few years, we're just going to see more product, better quality product. I really think the artisans have stepped up their game big time compared to how soaps were just a few years ago. And yeah, I think it's just going to get better and better from here. Anybody else?
I'd have to agree with that. One thing I'm noticing now And I don't know if this is like a backlash of like some of the real positive stuff that's just been happening with the meetups and the Forbes article and all that other stuff. Is like there's a lot of negativity going around right now in like a really bad kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Is anyone else noticing that?
There's a faction of people that are very reluctant and very unhappy with the hobby growing the way it is.
Yeah.
They kind of want to keep it as a members-only club, and that's an unfortunate thing because I think the train's already set in motion for wet shaving within the next 5 years or so to really blow up. And sorry to kind of take your end. You know, wouldn't be surprised to see huge companies that are not even involved in shaving as of yet get involved in it because of it. And I think that the kind of stuff that kind of, I don't know if it's anti-capitalistic, you know, the same people that are upset with Art of Shaving being purchased by Procter & Gamble, I think that's kind of those same people that are upset with the growing of wet shaving.
If I can jump in.
Yeah, go ahead, Marty.
What I see happen, I was actually talking to the Shave Tank about something similar to this earlier today. What I think is the next evolution, it's already happening in Australia a little bit with Shaver Heaven, but like in the EU and in other countries, continents, that stuff, when their artisan market really takes off, I was asking him about European, like true European artisans, and we named a few, but he's like, there's actually not nearly as many as we're finding in the States. So I think when that market really explodes, it's gonna be another state of euphoria, I think, for all of us.
Yeah. What about you, Con? What do you think on this one?
I think, well, I'm not a futurist, so I can't, and neither any of us are futurists, I don't think, but I think certainly the larger corporations
I'm from the
are paying
future.
attention. I know you're from the future. You're certainly not from this planet, that's for sure. But I have to say,
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I have to say that I think that that the larger corporations, these faceless corporations, we know their name, we won't give them their names, but are a little concerned about where this is heading, and I think that which in many ways is good for our hobby because we're going to experience a lot of organic growth. Both, I mean, as Marty said, overseas, Europe is now jumping on. Although I think that America definitely leads the world in terms of artisan soap makers, but Australia now is starting to make inroads in that regard as well. So I think it's very, very, very exciting for those that are just coming into the hobby. And we often say that we're living in the golden age of shaving. I don't even think we've reached anywhere near the gold. We're in that pre-golden age. I think this is going. I'm very excited about where it's all heading, and I think that I can only see growth and a fluorescence of products coming out. But before we go anywhere, we've got so many tweets here. It'd be remiss of me not to mention them. Can we at least cover some of them?
Yeah.
Somebody wants to know, and of course a lot of people don't have Twitter. Somebody wants to know that now that Buster has made a decision to stay away from natural hair products and badger and boar products, is he only going to be wearing? This is a two-part question. Is he only going to be wearing synthetic clothing? And if so, will Douglas hurry up and make him his signature deodorant? So
Did you hear that?
If Buster if Buster is now going to embody this new philosophy this new ideology that he's adopted, that is that he will no longer be using badger or boar. Does this mean that he will be only wearing synthetic fibers? And if he is only going to be wearing synthetic fibers, will Douglas hurry up and make him his signature deodorant?
Did you catch that, Douglas?
He obviously didn't.
I don't know if he can hear us.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah, can you hear us?
Totally like
I can hear Con here and there, but something about Buster wearing non-natural fibers and me knitting him something, maybe?
Yeah, making him deodorant.
A signature deodorant.
I want to.
Yeah, he does. The other question is an aggressive razor needed for a good or BBS shave? This is from the Shave Tank. He has the PAA DOC. He doesn't think so, but some might say different. I don't think you need an aggressive razor for a BBS. For what it's worth, that's my 5 cents worth.
Yeah, I don't think so
Just
either.
technique.
What were
It's
you
just
saying?
technique. Honestly, you don't go. The best way to get a BBS shave is to not search for a BBS shave. I find.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's very zen in that regard. As soon as you stop trying to chase one, you get one.
Yeah.
David, are you making a noise over there?
No, I'm not. My dog is trying to get into the camera.
Yeah, I have the Feather ASD2, which is probably one of the most mild razors you can get on the market. You pair that thing with a feather blade, and I get amazing shaves with that thing. BBS almost every time, depending on if I don't change blades. I also had a guy, Lewis Reed, and this was just a comment he made on Facebook. He said he had a Braun electric razor he paid $300 for. He got into wet shaving. He didn't even open the box, and he sent it back.
Nice.
So,
Congratulations.
Yeah.
how about you,
Yeah.
David? You're pretty much a straight razor guy, but what would you say as far as aggressive, mild?
Well, Rico, my feelings are a little hurt because for the last couple months I've actually been venturing off into a lot more
Yes.
DEs now. I actually own about a good 8 of them now.
Oh wow!
But
Big time.
in terms of in terms of getting a BBS smooth shave, I advise not to really push the issue and try to get it. But for me, shaving is about enjoying the process, loving the process.
Yeah.
For me, pretty much every time I use a DE, I do get a BBS shave. I don't have the thickest beard in the world, so it's not that difficult. But like when it comes to like even my straight razors, I cannot get BBS on my neck. I just can't because I need to do a stroke this way in order to get it. And with a straight razor, I cannot do a past that direction. So it's just really enjoying the experience and kind of having my me time.
Yeah. Con, do we have time for one more question? Do we have anything else?
Yes, the questions are coming in thick and fast. There's an Australian guy here, Steve Hardy, I believe. He says, "Do you try to soak?"
Steve made it in.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Steve is here. He wants to know whether we try absolutely everything in terms of soap for shaving. Have you tried hand soap, bar soaps? Have you tried to lather bar soaps or hand soaps or bath soaps for shaving? I've got to say that I have and have had some success. But my problem, of course, has been that the lather dissipates rather quickly, so you don't get a nice, dense, thick, yogurty-like lather. So, but yes, I absolutely have tried. I mean, I've one of the first things I do when I get a bar soap, it's the very first time I acquire a soap, I hit it with a brush.
Nice.
Yep.
Anybody else want to take this one?
I've done
From
this.
a soap maker's point of view,
Yeah.
there are two different formulations. I mean, this body soap is formulated to be body soap to be cleansing, and shaving soap is formulated to build lather and slickness and glide and to protect your face. It's not made to clean. It has very little cleaning capabilities, in fact. So that's why I love reading in the forums. I don't necessarily love it, but I'm humored by it. It was when people are like, well, puck didn't work for me as a shave soap, so I use it as a body soap. And it's like, okay, you can do that, but it's really not as effective as a body soap. It's really, it's just not formulated to do that. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, Marty, did you have something you were going to say on that one?
Yeah, I've used it, but mainly when I would try to clean a brush instead of using like some people use Palmolive or whatever. I would take some of my artisan bar soaps and lather it up, and just for fun, I started playing around.
Yeah.
And you do get, like Con was saying, a very dissipative soap. And it's usually very airy, unlike our shave soaps that become very creamy. So it just dissipates real quick, and it's a lot of bubbles.
Wow. All right, so I think we lost David for a split second, and he's jumping back in. I think we're kind of getting close to the 30-minute mark. I know we could all sit here and talk about shaving all day long, but that's why we will probably be doing this next week. And I guess, guys, if you guys have any comments, questions, any input on this podcast, please let us know. If it's a specific question and you are on Twitter, put hashtag and the person that you would like to message this to, so we know who you're asking. And yeah, any input you guys can give us would be great. Douglas, where can people find you at?
Well, right now, I mean, Con and I will be actually recording our new podcast tomorrow, our new episode of Cutting Edge. So also we'll be taking questions there as well. So you can email me there, Douglas, at cuttingedgewetshavingpodcast.com, or you know, a better way to reach me is probably whiskers at howtogrowmustache.com. That'll go right to me. It's simply, you know, really fast. Or you can just PM me on Facebook. I'm everywhere, folks. So, I mean, it really doesn't take much to find me. Twitter, also Crumbcatcher. So yeah, really easy to get in contact with, really easy to reach. We also, if you go to my blog, howtogrowmustache.com, I have a phone number there you can call me at as well. So thank you everyone for watching. This really means a lot to me and to the guys participating in this. I really appreciate it, everyone out there, what you do. We're gonna have more and more folks on here. I just feel very blessed to be here right now.
Yep.
And I really thank you for having us and putting up with our nonsense wet shaving shenanigans.
Marty, where can guys find you at?
I'm on G+. I'm on Facebook. It's Marty Pape, plain and simple. I keep it nice and very easy. And Twitter, I don't use a whole lot, but I do have it. It's mpape78.
Nice.
But I'm usually, my YouTube, Gmail, all that, just Marty Pape.
Alrighty. David Gonzalez, where can people find you at? Can you hear me?
Oh man, I'm on every single social media outlet you could possibly think of. I am on Instagram at SoSharpDavid. I am on Facebook at under David Gonzalez, and I'm always on my YouTube channel, so you can actually drop me a comment or a message on any one of my videos.
Yep.
At also as well, SoSharpDavid.
Yep.
Don't try to reach him at G+, though. Don't try to. He has no idea how to use that. And I would like to say one thing.
Yeah, G+, it's a struggle.
In defense of David, yes, he may be an admin at G+, but it's really easy to become an admin anywhere. You need not take a test to become an admin. I, for one, it took me about a year to learn G+, and I'm still learning as we go. Google Hangouts is a fine example. Yesterday we bombed at this. So just because you're an admin, own a page, or play with G+ on a regular basis doesn't mean you know that much about it. So hang tough, David.
Man, it's been an absolute struggle recently, man. And it's just, I don't know what the hell's going on. It's just running into interesting people.
Yeah. Con, where can people find you at, sir?
I don't want to be found at all. I want to remain anonymous. I never ever want to be contacted by anybody.
Yeah.
Please don't contact me. Please don't look for me.
Come on, you put the con in contact.
Yeah, I know. I figured the best place to hide would be on these Hangouts.
Yeah.
So, follow us on Shave the Man. You can even send us an email if you like at cuttingedgewetshavepodcast.com. Thanks for that very, very long email, Douglas. Yeah, you guys know where we are.
Yes.
Okay.
I think you should do a confused.
I will. And condescending, confused, confederate. Yes. There's a whole lot of con out there.
Isn't there a trophy named after Con and Douglas, the Con Smythe Trophy?
Yeah.
That's right, something like that. Yeah, I think there is. And if there isn't, there should be one anyway.
Yeah.
Out of plastic.
Well, everybody out there watching, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to watch the first episode of the Wet Shavers Roundtable. We are still working out the kinks, as you guys may have noticed. Like I said, again, please send us your questions at WS Roundtable on Twitter. And I'm not sure what was going on with the Q&A on G+, but we'll try to get that worked out next time. And again,
definitely, folks.
Yeah, and you guys can find me at Rico's Corner on YouTube, Twitter, all over the place. And we will try to answer your questions best we can. And again, we really appreciate you being here. So thank you for the time. Did you have something you wanted to say, Douglas?
I do. I just want to make make people aware of the fact that I'll be releasing a new cologne and soap very soon called 1K as an 1,000.
What a surprise!
No. The reason why I bring this
That's a shock.
As soon as we reach 1,000 members of the HitGam Google Plus community, that's when I'm going to release it. So there's no time or date set. And I think we're 9 people shy of this soap being released. So if you haven't checked out the community yet or joined the community, it's howtogrowmustache.gplus.com. And I'd like to give a shout out to all the guys over there in the community right now, probably watching this, probably trying to participate in us bombing on them. I'm sorry, guys. Next week we'll have this all figured out.
Yep.
And again, I'd like to thank everybody for watching and taking their time with us and spending time with us this afternoon. I really am very pleased to be here. And I really, again, thank you, Rico, for facilitating, making this happen, to, stepping up and doing this for us. This has been a lot of fun.
Well, thank you, and everybody, again, thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a blessed week. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Ciao.
Ciao.